We are recording in progress. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Coast to Coast podcast. We have been gone for way too long. I'm Peyton Andrews with my co-host, Pledge Gaming here. And I just want to say, first off, we're sorry.
Yeah, we really are. We really are.
We really are. This shouldn't have taken as long as it did, but now we have questions not only that my good buddy here posted this week, but 3 weeks ago as well, because we had to cancel the recording at the last minute due to a personal issue. So, yeah, we were going to record on the 3rd. But, all right, let's get started. There's no real...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm going to start with... I'm just going to go through them in order, and we'll have, what is your favorite Tony Hawk game? So, it's a good question.
It is a great question.
It's a great question, actually.
Yeah.
Cabana Nana, there we go. Or Kerbanana, that probably would have worked better.
Yeah.
Underground. I'm just going to come out and say it. Underground is my favorite Tony Hawk game. No further comment.
No reason.
I love it. It's the one I played first. It's the one I have up on my GameCube shelf up there. It's the one I have the best memories with. So I'm going to say Underground. But any other answer that isn't Ride is also completely acceptable.
That's not true, because I had oh gosh, it was the last one made by Neversoft before they went out of business in 2007. That was the first one I played. God damn, I'm trying to remember the name. Oh, whatever, it doesn't matter. But my favorite one is American Wasteland, American Skateland, whatever that one's called.
Yes, American Wasteland, yeah.
Yeah, American Wasteland. I love that game to death. Had the best times with it. Loved customizing my own arena. And, it's funny. My second is probably Pro Skater 2.
Another very top-tier choice.
Now, I agree. I don't like the 2-minute mission thing, but hey, you get to play as Spider-Man.
Yep.
Like, I can't hate a game where I can play as Spider-Man and do these crazy, does whatever a spider can. That's one of the tricks on that. I love it. But yes, in short, those are our favorite Tony Hawk games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of favorites today, actually. Because next up from Ultra STH, we have our favorite Sonic game. Now, that's really hard. I'm just gonna go first, because I had this instantly. I knew I thought, I'm gonna struggle with this, and it's come straight to my head. Sonic Heroes. Sonic Heroes was the first Sonic game I ever played on my original Xbox, and the theme song alone makes it like a good 8 out of 10. It's not the greatest game I've ever played. Don't get me wrong. It's not perfect, but for nostalgia purposes, I love it very much. So I reckon Sonic Heroes.
You're very hooked on your nostalgia. And that's why I have two different answers for these things. Because there's one that's objectively the best and one that's just my favorite. I would have to go Adventure 2 if we're saying nostalgia-wise, because my God, I downloaded that on my Xbox ages ago. Actually, no, it wasn't even mine. It was my mom's. It was my mom's Xbox 360 at that point. So it was like I was 5 or 6. So unbelievable memories of that. But my actual favorite Sonic game is Sonic 3. Just the perfect classic Sonic game. We peaked there. Generations came close. But nothing can top.
Yeah, Generations is good, but 3 is a very good choice. 3 is a very good choice. Now, in the same comment, is this isn't a question. Yeah, you know what I'm about to say.
Yeah,
but a Cars game tier list would go crazy. Yeah.
Okay. You know what? Fine. If you want this for another half hour and you got the perfect title, we made a Cars game tier list.
Yeah.
With whatever you got going on with your thumbnails. All right, I had the list pulled up like a second ago.
Yeah, so I think
there we are. There's
if we're gonna do this, how is it gonna be done? Are we counting? I'm not counting. Flash games can go away.
No.
Mobile games can go away. That's fine.
I'm going off the Wikipedia page here, which has 8 entrants. And and one of them shouldn't even be there, but I'm going to accept it because I want to talk about it anyway.
Okay, I'm going to get that same list up that you've got.
but it's literally just on Wikipedia category Cars franchise video games. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. Yep. That's fine. You're gonna have to help here because I can't comment on Rush, but everything else I can help you with.
I can comment on Rush. So
Yes, that's good.
The Cars portion's probably one of the better parts of that game. It's still not gonna. Now I need to get freaking Tier Maker up. Hold on a minute.
Yep, you get it up.
Hold on. Make a template. No, I'm not gonna. I'm gonna see if someone's done it for me. I should have done this like 2 hours ago, but
that's okay. I didn't think to either.
My phone charger went MIA, so I had to. Well, hey, Classic Cars, the video games. Okay, that'll help me with the first half.
Yeah, okay, that's good. That's good.
And this even includes World of Cars Online. All right, yeah, no, this will be for the first half, and then we can cover Cars 2 and after. I'm gonna add on. So first, Cars, the video game.
Okay, what are the tiers? How many tiers are there?
Remind me. A, B, C, D. We can customize them. It's fine.
Okay, all right. Well, S is just being called Kachow. That's fine. We can live with that. But everything else, we'll leave it as it is for now to avoid confusion.
Kachow, and then the D tier is End Me Now.
Okay, all right. That's fine. So, Cars, the video game. I'm gonna say A.
Now, which version did you play? Because I think this might be why we're going to be disagreeing on this.
I've played PS2.
See, that one was very similar to the Wii one I had. But
yeah,
my first experience with it was the 360.
Oh, no.
And the next-gen port of that is god-awful. It really is. It's one of the only things... I had to do a clean-out when I moved to college, right? I literally threw out the 360 version of the game and kept the Wii version. That's how pissed off I was at it. I remember I would always get stuck on the Sally race with Mia and Tia.
Yep.
And Flo, and the goddamn power slide just wouldn't work. And I'm like, I remember sitting there, and this was recently, embarrassingly enough, pretty recently. It was I think like a year and a half ago, where I just sat down on a Discord call with someone and just lost my mind just trying to complete that race over and over and over again. I mean, it's not a bad game, and it does have a lot of good features. It's got a good roster.
Yep.
Pretty decent tracks for being a Cars game. That's one of your biggest downsides.
Yep.
I've always really liked that they had the Piston Cup thing.
Yep,
I wished that was like its whole other mode. Like they just put a NASCAR career mode in there. I know that could have been an entirely different game, but my God. Yeah, so yeah, great roster. I mean, only playable appearances of Daryl Cartrip. Absolute legend around here.
Yes.
Uh-oh. Let me think. I'm pretty sure that's the only time the King's playable. Well, no, World Cars Online, I'm pretty sure he's playable. And then good old Count Spatula. I mean, how can we forget everyone's favorite character, favorite movie original character, Count Spatula. You know what? I would say C, you would say A, so I think it'd be fair to put it in B, right?
B, yeah. All right, B, that's fine. So, release order we're going in, aren't we?
Well, no, not from this thing, but
okay.
It's okay. Cars Radiator Springs Adventures. This is an End Me Now territory.
End me now. Yeah, that's bottom.
You know, I played it after your video, and then I'm like, oh my God, why did I emulate this? What? That was the last thing I did with my school loaner before I gave it back. Man, they must love me. They're like, how are we going to remove an N64, a PS2, and a 3DS all in this one little computer? All right. I'm sorry we don't have much to comment on. He made a whole video of it. Go check it out.
Yeah, go and watch that because I didn't talk about it again. Can't bring myself to. End Me Now is all we're saying. Okay.
Cars Made International.
Okay. It's gonna have to sit around the same place as the Cars game. Around, I haven't got an exact answer yet, but it's gonna be around that because it's basically just a glorified DLC. So
yeah, I enjoy it a little more though.
it has a bit more. Well, they obviously had a bit more freedom with it not being film tie-in straight away. I don't know. Yeah, like a B area.
And I'm talking from the 360 version. It's just so much better to control and so much. I'd give it A because out of these 5 that we have pulled up here, it's definitely my favorite of the 5. Because it's Cars, Radiator Springs Adventure, Mater National, World of Cars Online, Cars Race-O-Rama. Those are the 5.
Yeah. Okay.
And it'd definitely be the best out of the. It's not Kachow tier. There's only one I think that really is Kachow tier, and we'll get to it when we get to it. I hope we agree on it.
We'll see.
Not, I did not say it was Cars 3 driven to win, so we're good. But, no, I would put that in A tier, absolutely.
Okay.
Just because it's the first game, but more technically sound. There are a couple cons though. Not nearly as good of tracks as the first game.
Yep.
The international racers, well, there's a question later that we'll get to, but they're just glorified stereotypes. I mean, the stereotypes were so bad, I thought one of the cars was Australian when they were British, and I haven't been stopped being harassed about it on Discord for the last month. So how can you not know? And then what was the other con that I was? Oh yeah, the voice cast.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
my man Keith Ferguson, I like you, buddy. I really do. You're trying your best, but you're no Owen Wilson.
Yeah, try harder. That's what he's saying.
Oh no, come on now. Listen, it's a guy who's just trying to get his bag. I'm not gonna. Now Corey Burton, on the other hand, who replaced Paul Newman in these next 2 games, he should have tried a little harder.
Yeah, agreed.
And then you could pay Larry the Cable Guy almost anything, and he'll show up and do the thing. The World of Cars Online, I've never played it, so
well, interestingly, news this week is it's back.
Yeah,
kind of back. It's been. I think they're called Sunrise Games. I think is what it's called. Hang on, let me just check. I'm in the Discord server for it. Yeah, Sunrise Games. They're the same ones that did some stuff with Toontown. They brought that back.
Oh man.
Yeah, I think it's them.
Yeah. Okay. Wow.
Yeah. So the game is very early it's basically in testing, pretty much. They got like 1 server, maybe 2 servers, and the only thing you can actually do so far is a few races and talk and make a car. You can't buy anything. You can't do any of the other stuff. They want it to all be free, but currently, if you try and do any of the Piston Cup things, it takes you to the actual membership payment page. You can't do anything with it because it doesn't work.
Yeah. Oh wow.
But the fact that it's back at all is pretty damn cool. But
really?
as it stands right now, because this is my only experience with it, it's going to have to be like C tier. It's not end me now. But
no, I understand that.
In its current state, it's so bare bones that I will realign that tier listing when it's done, and it will probably move up 1 or 2.
Yeah, but like 7-year-old me, I was into those online games, the Club Penguins, the Toontowns. Nickelodeon even had one on their US website until that shut down in like 2014-ish. But I never knew about World of Cars Online.
No, me neither.
Yeah, I saw that. I had Cars 2 when it first came out, and I saw that thing, and I'm like, oh, that's just the online mode. There's nothing special. I never clicked on it. So I'm like, okay, skip over it. Yeah, but I don't know. I'm going to have to try it. And what's the actual like title of it? World of Cars. I know it's got some like or something.
Nah, at the moment it's just World of Cars Online. I'm hoping they're going to call it Refueled. Would be pretty good. But as it stands, it's just World of Cars Online. It hasn't been up very long. Like literally, it's been less than a month. So it's all very.
Yeah, I know. I wasn't on your stream because college commitments. But I saw you went live with World of Cars Online is back. I'm like, oh, he's gonna be all over those.
Yeah, well, I tried to play Cars 2, and then I finished the game in like the first 45 minutes. I was like, oh god, I got to fill out the time because I'd already done 1 stream on it. So I was like, oh shit, fill out the time. And that was what was suggested. So that's really why we ended up with World of Cars Online.
Very nice. And wait, you mean ending the game in 45 minutes? You got 2 level 6 in 45 minutes?
Yep. Well, no, I'd already done one stream before, so I'd already got, and I didn't realize how much further in on the game I'd got on the first stream. So when I came to finish it, I was like, oh, I can fill 2 hours of this, and I was already on level 6. I was like, oh,
No, you can't.
no. Okay. Anyway, what's our next game?
Well, that would be Cars Racerama, and from both of our experiences, I mean, I almost want to give it to C, but it shouldn't be a C. It's a disgrace.
It's a B. It's a B, I think.
But a B.
Well, my opinion of that game has changed over time because obviously, as you know, that's the first thing that blew up.
The raid bait got you.
Yeah.
Up, man.
And I've played it again since for stream, and it was actually not that bad. Maybe more C than B, thinking about it, because we've already put Cars 1 on B, so it can't be on the same level as that.
It's not, because it is out of the original 3. I think it is the worst.
Yeah, so I reckon, let's put it with World of Cars Online.
I mean, I was going to put it in End Me Now territory because I'm just not a fan of the game. I'm not a massive fan of it. There's so many, like, Mater National had a creative story. There's so many more things you could have done instead of beat Chick Hicks and Chick Hicks robots. Like, it's, the episode of The Simpsons where they, like, make fun of the plots that they would later do, like Mark becomes a robot or Mo gets an iPad or stuff like that. That's what it felt like to me. It felt like THQ was like, oh, we're out of ideas, but we're going to pump another one out because we don't know a sequel's out yet. So, there are very few things I can praise the game for. I mean, number one, I'm a huge wrestling mark, so the fact that Macho Man Randy Savage in his final voice recording role before his passing 2 years later is unreal. Like, El Machismo is my main just for that. Oh yeah, El Machismo's on it. But
it's quite it's quite a good impression, actually. I'll give you that.
Well, doing the thing for a long time, covering for 8 years, you figure out how after just listening to the man speak. But so I think the voice cast is okay. I mean, like for the Chick Hicks, because the Candace, she's played by Tara Strong, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So you got Timmy Turner on board, so that's another W right there. And I think that's solid. I think the tracks are actually probably the best out of the 3.
Yes. Yeah, it does have its perks. It's just
it's just not fun to... I can't play any of these for hours anymore because I can't look someone straight in the eye anymore and go, I was playing Cars Mater National in my dorm. Laughed out of the building. It's not like you, where you're making money off this. Pride.
Trust me, I go into my office job and it's still, I come in and they're all people like mostly my age, maybe a little bit older, so like I'm mid-20s to 30, and it's just like I come in and it's just the music, how's cars, Jake? And I'm just there just like, so good, so good, I love cars.
I can't, that being that direct's really funny to me.
Yeah.
Those cars.
Yeah, and then they sit there and it's like, oh, you should do like some Shrek kart racing next. And it's like they're probably getting involved. And I'm like, oh my God, please, I just want to come in and do my job and go home.
Dude, yeah, no, I feel that. I'm not making a Madagascar karts video. That's it. You want to do that in your spare time? Go ahead.
Yeah.
Make my day. Okay. Well, add additional images to your tier list. Damn it. All right. So I am going to have to download these little images here. So I can add the other 3 that were on the list. And no, for all of you asking, Cars 2, the arcade game, does not count. I'm sorry, it's just that guy.
Yeah. Chatter about that appears to have quietened down, so let's just keep it that way.
Okay, my God. Oh, wait a minute. Am I even doing this right? Come on, I'm trying to save the image. You know what? I think I'll have to do that in post. I am not exploring my computer because the right click, I didn't get a Apple mouse, which was a stupid idea. Because my right click is gone.
Oh no.
It just takes me directly to the site where the image comes from. So I can't even save it from the... Anyway, I'll keep track. I got paper right here. Okay, so Cars 2, if we're going in order, and I think that's the best one out of all of them.
Yep, that's gonna be Kachow.
Yep,
Cars 2 is Kachow.
That's the perfect way to have a. It's one of the best non-Mario Kart racing games I've ever played.
Yeah.
I mean, that goes with the Sonic and All-Star Racing games.
Yeah,
it goes with CTR, and oh gosh, there's not actually. Bugger off! I got another 10 minutes. But there's not that many non-Mario Kart racing games that I actually enjoyed. And I was trying to think. I was like, oh, there's so many series that have good kart games. But then that the Final Fantasy Chibi characters have a kart racing game. So what do I know? And then we have Rush, a Kinect Pixar adventure. Now, personally, if we're going on the actual game itself, it's going right next to Radiator Springs Adventures, because I had a Kinect when I was little. I didn't like it very much.
Yeah, me neither.
I had a Wii, so there was no point in me getting it unless I bet they were like, hey, we can make him lose weight while playing video games, because I was a chubby little child. But it's terrible. But that, as a game, that would be going in the End Me Now territory. But the Cars minigame controls the second best in the package of 4 or 5. The Up minigame was the one that I spent my most time on. But which that's insane to even make a video game off that movie. I can't believe. Anyway.
Yeah, I got to cover that at some point. There's a full game, isn't there? I'm sure. Yeah.
Which, I mean, that just shows you how much licensed kids games, no matter what they were about, they'd get something. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Even the original Megamind got one. Freaking Despicable Me got one, man.
And it's 12 rated for some reason.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe Pharrell slipped in a swear in the Despicable Me song. But if we're gonna look at this objectively based on just the Cars rated content, I'd put it in C.
Okay, yeah, I can get behind that. I'm yet to cover it yet, so it's your.
No, but it's not a End Me Now tier for the Cars game. Now, if we're talking about the other 3 games that don't work, yeah. And then Cars 3 Driven to Win, which if you have been watching, or if you haven't, well, hello. This is a very poorly executed idea that we both had. If you have been watching, you know that we have the biggest division based off of this game. I really like it. You really don't. And I would, because I wouldn't put it at Major National tier. Absolutely not.
No,
but I do want to, because it is better than Racerama. I'm sorry.
I
would put it in B probably.
It functions more as a game than Racerama does. I'll say that. Now I know I gave it loads of shtick, but if I'm planning on playing a different version that isn't the Switch one on stream at some point, because I think it will give me a bit of a better opinion on a game that doesn't crash and lag every 5 seconds.
Yeah, I think that also might have been your problem. But
yeah,
again, like my comment on your video says, you think that's bad, try it on the 360, because I'm thinking I had at the time. Last Disney game to ever come out for the 360. They already stopped making them a year before. They said, we got one more. Shoved it out. That was also on the Wii U. So
yeah, that's
that says a lot about quality there. But no, in the 360, you can easily cheat this game. You can get the first 20 or so achievements in the first race alone, and you're just like, oh, great, yeah, just stay on Fireball Beach, make sure you beat everything, and then.
Okay. I reckon let's be fair to it then, because I will think of it more objectively if I'd have played it on a better console. I'm going to say B. I think it's the best place to put that.
It's where I put it. It looks gorgeous on the PS4 version. I never had it, but I have looked at gameplay and it looks fantastic on that thing.
Yeah, I mean, I compared it in my video. It looks so much nicer, much nicer. So that'll be interesting to play that properly. But yeah, I reckon B tier B tier for now. I'm going to make a whole video including the console and handheld versions at some point, but for now, Cars 3.
Was there a 3DS of Cars?
No, but just
Okay.
like a tier list in general, including handheld.
Right.
Yeah.
I was like, they really got me there. If I knew there was a Wii U port, but I didn't know there was a 3DS port of the thing. Welcome back, everybody. We went a little. I mean, if we go long, we go long. That's kind of what we do here. But we just did 20 minutes on a Cars tier list, and now we have a lot more questions from the people, as I have been calling them affectionately.
Okay, so from Imperial Federation. Now, I'm sure we've answered something very similar to this before, but favorite paint job and a Cars-related thing of your choice. We've definitely done favorite paint job.
Yeah, I am 95% sure we covered this in the first episode.
Yeah, I'm going to stick with my answer, though, regardless of across the board, is the Dinoco Blue.
And we have the exact same answer.
The
Dinoco Blue goes hard on every single car it's been applied to. It's just so unbelievably good. Even Vader made the Dinoco Blue look good. And it's the shade. I think it's the shade. But yes, for both of us, Dinoco Blue.
Yes. Anyway, thank you, Imperial, for putting that in. And as I said, this is a guy that watches everything, so legend. Anyway, moving on, we have Think with Videos, and their comment is, have you played any other racing games that are not kart racing style? And the answer to that is too many.
I'm gonna let you first, yeah.
Yeah, I'm in the midst of. I finally got Gran Turismo 7 on my PS5, which I haven't had. I haven't played one since 5 on the PS3, so I didn't have 6. So I've been playing that a lot. I'm a big Forza Horizon fan. Loved 4 and 5. Like some of the earlier Need for Speeds. Didn't actually mind Heat and the last one, Unbound. They weren't too bad either. But yeah, I quite like kind of like semi racing sim kind of things. So yeah, how about you?
Yeah, well, I'll go with, I've never played a Gran Turismo because I never had a PlayStation. So Forza Horizon 5 was when I got into it. Unbelievably looking for the Xbox Series X. So I got to say that game is fantastic. Burnout Paradise is the other one that I was going to go for because that game is unbelievable. If we're going non-kart style, I mean,
5 minutes later.
fuck off. The one time that I'm actually doing something, I get interrupted twice. Now I don't even remember where. Oh,
Burnout Paradise.
Burnout Paradise, fantastic game. And then the answers were non-kart racing, which I don't know if this will count or not. I like the F1 games. I really do. I'm not passionate about it itself. I think it is heinously just the richest dude with the fastest car. It's got that syndrome next to it.
Yep.
But God, their career modes are actually somewhat entertaining.
Yeah, they're pretty good games. I mean, F1 is they're definitely more on the sim racing side because F1 had its own kart racing game about
360,
F1 All Stars. Yeah, so you can have that. You can have that answer.
Yeah, because it's just fun to sim and just see how many races Verstappen can win before someone beats the streak. I had a 24 season, and then he just won the first 10 races in a row. I'm like, Jesus Christ, he's already won the playoffs.
He's actually having a terrible season this year. He's not doing very well. It's been the longest period without him winning in like years.
Yeah, probably since pre-COVID, right?
Yeah,
19.
yeah.
Because that was the last time Lewis. Well, no, he won during COVID, but that was the last time he was dominant.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Moving on.
Yeah, and then the NASCAR games are great. The EA games are good. The Youth Next games are fine. The 704 games can go toss off. They're terrible. So, yeah, the last great one of those was, let's see, NASCAR 15. So it's been 10 years now. But yeah, that's my answer for that.
Yeah, okay. So next up we have from Mr. Humbuck, who gave us that question about the gravity thing on the Wii, an even more niche game. What did you guys think of the Famous 5 Silver Tower? Now, I don't know if you know what the Famous 5 are, but it's a famous book series here in the UK for people who are a lot older than I am, for when they were kids. And for some reason, there's a 2000 Windows PC game about it that's on some like lost media, not lost media sites, but those.
Yeah, I see it. My Abandonware is.
Thank you. That's what I'm looking for. I'm gonna assume it's like a third-person point-and-click thing. I haven't looked at what it actually is, but based on the book series, I'm assuming it's a point-and-click game. I'm gonna try and just get some footage up now.
Well, I'm looking about the series in general. We had a very similar thing in America. I wouldn't say the same, but it was called the Boxcar Children.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
it was pretty darn similar to that, but instead of 5, there were, I think, 3.
Nice.
So but does remind me a lot of these so-called adventures that they had here. But yeah, you really weren't kidding. Oh my God, the first one was in World War II, and the last one was in 1963. What a hot property in 2000 to make a PC game on.
Yeah, the famous 5 here at the moment are currently being used as like they're part of an advert. They got the rights to them as an advert for our Great Western Railway service. So for our trains, and it's the famous 5 use GWR. It's very weird. It's very quintessentially British, but in like the worst way.
Yeah, Great Western America said that didn't work for me, brother, because we didn't over here. But I'm like looking through this now, like even. Oh, okay. Well, now I should be a little more fair to it, because there was a series in '95 that was based off the books. So it was. I guess there was something somewhat recent.
Yeah.
Before.
Yeah.
Because I was going to make fun of it, going, "Ha, you haven't had anything since 1980. What are you doing here?" But no, there was actually a revival. And then there was an animated one in 2008. Okay, yeah, but never heard of it. Seems interesting. Seems like another thing that we blatantly ripped off, considering the Boxcar Children exist, which there are a dump truck load more of those than there were famous 5s. You guys had 21. I think the Boxcar Children were like 72 or something. It was ridiculous. They were small little books. Anyway.
Okay.
That's
Next up.
all I got to say. Sorry.
Yeah, sorry, Mr. Humbug. Maybe I'll cover those on the channel at some point. It looks kind of point and click aren't really my kind of thing, but I can appreciate a good point and click on the other hand. So, okay. Anyway, different comment here is, which is the hardest game that you've ever played? Crikey.
There's 2 different answers to this.
Yeah. I'll let you go first because I got to think. You've already got 2 answers.
Well, yeah, because I was just thinking of the 2 categories, because there's one where it's legitimately hard, and then one where the game is broken, so it just is impossible to do. So if we're going legitimately hard, I would have to say Resident Evil 4 was the thing that I had the worst time on the game.
Yeah.
That was the thing that I had the most struggle with. That the thing that I literally stayed up for over a day trying to beat the thing in one sitting. That was a terrible idea, but that's the one game that sticks out for me right now. But then if we're going in terms of brokenness, in terms of non-playability, well, actually now I have multiple answers that are going through. But the one that I was going to do, Sonic Free Riders on the Kinect. I did.
Oh my God! Yes, I own that game. Oh my goodness! Yeah,
I had that game. Yeah.
Well, okay. I will give my legitimate answer then. Now, as viewers probably know, if you've seen my streams or anything, is I'm not very good at games. I'm not very good at games at all. So most things are challenging for me. But I've got to say, this is a really basic answer, and it's going to be really. But when I explain it, it will make more sense. Dark Souls. Okay, I played that game when it came onto Games with Gold, and I got past the tutorial, and that's as far as I got. I never got any further, and I gave up. So that's my answer for that. In terms of broken games, I have a different answer to the same platform though. Is the Avengers fighting game that was on the Kinect.
Are we talking the American Avengers or the British Avengers? Because we've got 2.
I'm trying to remember what it's called. I've got it out there. Marvel's Avengers Battle for Earth.
You could have just said, is it Marvel or is it the Sean Connery?
Oh, yeah, sorry, yes. Yeah, I got confused for a second there. Yeah, it's a game released for the 360 Connect and the Wii U for some reason.
It's a launch title, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Close around that time. Because
It could, yeah. I've never got much far into this game. Venom in this game is voiced by Roger Craig Smith, the voice of Sonic, for some reason.
Now I'm looking at the voice cast because that just...
Well, at least that's what this one review says here. I could be wrong.
Hey, no, I'm gonna... What is it? Avengers...
Battle for Earth.
Thank you. Going to IMDb now. It actually is a 6.6 out of 10.
Yeah, I just couldn't get on with it.
I see.
Could not. I mean, I was very young when I played this, and also the Kinect was notoriously not responsive. Maybe the Wii U version was better. Maybe the motion on the controller was a lot easier than doing it with your whole body.
Oh yeah, Roger Craig Smith not only was Venom. See, this must have had a shoestring budget because every single person here plays multiple roles.
Ah, I see.
But Roger Craig Smith also does Captain America and the Human Torch.
Oh, nice. I mean, that's kind of random.
Which canonically does mean we've gotten a flame on from Sonic the Hedgehog, and that's fantastic. But like, oh my, one of the dudes voiced Thor and Spider-Man, which seems like two opposite ends of this.
Yeah.
I might actually need to run this game. I'm not gonna lie, this seems fascinating. But yeah, that's that totally legitimate. I was looking at the trailer as it was playing. I'm like, I would not have been into this.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's that question. So we're actually nearing the end of the first set of questions from 3 weeks ago before we move on to the new ones.
That's all right.
This is from 90 Gamer 11, who is another very active member in the server and on my YouTube. Has some great content. Anyway, thoughts of WALL-E, the video game, and what are our favorite Pixar games outside of Cars? So I am yet to get to WALL-E, the video game. I bought it. I have it ready to stream and to make a video on. I haven't actually played it yet. I had the DS version as a kid. I remember enjoying it when I was like 8 when it came with my DS, but I haven't played it since then, so I couldn't really comment too much. But how about you? Have you played it, the WALL-E game?
The WALL-E game I do have on the 360. I enjoy it quite a bit. If we were talking about those Cars games that we were just doing a tier list on, I would consider it better than probably half of the games on those things because it's a solid little kiddie platformer. Not my favorite non-Cars Pixar game, and my favorite Pixar game is a non-Cars game. It's Toy Story 2 for the Nintendo 64. So
that's a good answer. I can respect that. I'm gonna have to say now it's not entirely Pixar, and let me just make sure that I've got this right.
Wait a minute, don't cheat here.
Because I can't answer it because I'm yet to play half these games. So I've got to get something I've actually played, you see. I'm going to say, because it's partly Pixar, is Disney's Extreme Skate Adventure for the Toy Story section. Because it's made by it's in the same engine as Tony Hawk's.
4, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm going to have to say that because I'm yet to actually play most of the other Pixar games for the channel. So I need to...
Oh, fantastic. Well, I know your answer for one of the next questions coming up.
Oh, no.
It is about a Pixar game, and I can actually apply it, but I digress.
Okay. Final question from our 3 weeks ago section from Adrian Woods 2752 saying he just finished God of War Ragnarok the other day and wanted to ask if we've played any of the God of War games, and if yes, which one was our favorite? If not, is it down to personal dislike or just that we weren't interested? I haven't played the earlier God of Wars purely because when they were coming out, I was a very young child and they weren't really targeted with my audience in mind, you see. I have played the new God of War, not the Ragnarok, the one that's just called God of War on PS4. Yeah. It's a fantastic game. It's amazing. It's incredible. I haven't played Ragnarok, and it's not because I'm not interested. I have a bit of a problem where I just buy games. I'm like, oh, I can't wait to play that. And then like 2 years pass, and I still haven't played the game. I'm really notorious for that. So that's literally just because I haven't got around to it yet. But first God of War out of the reboot series, good. You.
Yeah. Well, I very similar. Hack and slash games aren't really my thing. So it's just I'm just not a big fan of the God of War series. I did play God of War 2018, incredible game, not my thing.
Yeah.
No, it's a fantastically very well done. Probably that and Red Dead Redemption 2 were probably the peak of the PS4. That's if I was to show someone two titles to run on the PS4 and have it look as good as possible, it'd be those two.
Yeah, I can get behind that.
I don't know. It's just never appealed to me.
Yeah. It's not for everyone. It's definitely not for everyone. The thing with God of War is it's become a lot more mainstream than it used to be. Obviously, I know it's always been it's been a big Sony franchise.
Yeah,
always. But to me, there's certain games. I don't know if you ever get this with certain things. Like if I get told to do something so many times about something that's really popular, I just don't want to get involved. I've never watched Game of Thrones because I got sick of people telling me to watch it, so I just never did.
My thoughts exactly, yeah.
And some of the big PS exclusives are in that similar vein, and I think that's half the reason I put off playing some of these games for so long is because I don't want to sound and be like, oh my god, you have to play this game that 10% of the population's already played and go on about all the time. It was like Squid Game when that came out. I've still not watched Squid Game, probably never will. Because I just got so sick of people telling me to watch it. But I digress. That takes us through all the questions for the original post I made back at the start of August.
Hold on, I will say for God of War 2018, I didn't play that until 2021. But that was the big problem with that was the biggest game awards that they ever did, and I don't think they'll ever top it again, especially not after COVID. But it was the biggest one they ever did, and even people who weren't interested in video games were talking to me like, what's going to win best game? Who's going to win best developer? Who's going to win best console? I'm like, I don't care, but you guys can go off in your little factions and debate about it. But that's why I wouldn't touch RDR2 for years. That's why there was another game that was up that year that I just refused to play until a couple years back. But yeah, that's how I feel about God of War. Sorry, guys.
Yeah. While we're on that, actually, I think the biggest culprit for that whole, you have to play this is The Last of Us. That's the biggest one of them all. I think above Red Dead Redemption 2, the amount of people that told me to play The Last of Us Part 2 is the whole reason I've never played it and probably never will.
No.
I mean, aside from the fact I'm not really interested anyway, but anyway, that's those over. So there's 8 comments, but there's only 7 questions.
Well, oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So we'll start. Should I kick off? We're good to go?
Yes.
Yes. So first off, I'm just going to say thank you again, Mr. Humbug, for saying he's looking forward to it. We love you. Yeah. So from Stylix, what are your thoughts on the Cars 2 races? Personally, I love their designs, but wish they were more fleshed out in the film. The game does a surprisingly solid job at that, though. Yeah.
I don't know if I'd agree with that very last sentence of the game does a solid job of
fleshing out the
because now I've got, hold on a minute. Now I'm gonna get the Cars 2 page out. I've got something to say for each. So here we go. I mean, first off, let's start with Francesco Bernoulli, the most fleshed out of all of them. A very funny meme character. I'm not gonna lie, I was expecting more Bernoulli jokes. My favorite joke that actually makes me unironically laugh in Cars 2 is when his license plate says "Ka-chow," like CIAO. That is hilarious. I hope that guy got promoted. But come on, listen. Like I said, we're gonna break each of these down because it's all at the sniveling rotten apple core, the exact same idea. Because it's just, let's see how many Italian stereotype jokes we can make. It's like Luigi, but more obnoxious. And Luigi's a very obnoxious character. I do not like Luigi. I'm not a Luigi stan.
That's that's fair enough. I'm just looking here. I didn't realize that Lewis Hamilton was actually meant to be in the game and he got deleted.
Oh, I
That's,
didn't know that. Well, I guess that does make sense though, because we both got Lewis Hamilton, but there were some other countries in the world that got different people instead of Lewis.
Okay, yeah.
Australia got Max Winterbottom, who was a popular Aussie Grand Prix guy at the time. Germany got Michael Schumacher. I'm trying to. There were a bunch of. That was one of those things where it was a blank slot, and because Formula One was taken off over here, we got it.
Yes. Well, interestingly, you say that because in the same list of deleted characters is Michael Schumacher Ferrari, as well as Lewis Hamilton. So they're both gone.
Well, that probably would have been PAL for both.
Yeah.
Of you. I don't think that. Even though Formula One was taken off here, I don't think they would have put Lewis there. No, we got Jeff Gorvette, and by God, we got Jeff Gorvette. The most he really was the most popular NASCAR driver up to that point. And yeah, I mean, he does a fine. I'm glad they kept him in the game. I mean, he has the very funny scream of turbo.
So on the stream, I actually spent like 90% of my time playing Cars 2 as Jeff Gorvette. So, yep, turbo. It's so good. But yeah, I wouldn't say they fleshed them out so well in the game. They kind of stereotyped them a little bit more.
Yeah,
in some of the cases.
I
Nigel Gearsley.
I think it's because they all have biographies.
Yes.
What they were trying to get at.
Oh, that's true. Yes, they do. Sorry. Yeah, they do.
But even then, a little bit of written lore doesn't mean anything. Like the Smash 64 game isn't infinitely better than Smash Ultimate because the biographies are there. But Jeff Gorvette, very, very Twinkie eating AR-15 carrying American, proud red blood. So next up after that, we have Carla. Is it Veslo or Vesla? I always.
Carla Veloso, I believe.
Veloso. Oh my God, because velocity in Portuguese. Oh, jeez. Because I called her Vesla when I was a kid, and then they were like, "No, it's Veslo." Well, anyway, she's the girl, pretty much. I mean, the Brazilian stereotypes aren't as funny as the Americans or the Italians.
Or the British.
Or the British. Good on Nigel. Or Raul Carul, who is just all over the place. And then Shu Trodiski. I wouldn't. Maybe it's problematic. I don't know. I'm a white guy. I can't judge on that stuff. But I really, I don't know. Not a fan. Not a fan. And then here's one that I always forget exists because I had the cars of every single one of the Grand Prix racers except for him. Rip Klachowski.
Oh my God, yeah.
Number 10. I don't even remember what country he's from. If I remember, I think it's somewhere in Southeast Asia.
Hang on. Rip Klachowski is he he doesn't have an actual country.
No.
His canonical residence is New Rear Endia. Which I is a Nordic country that
doesn't exist. So
yeah,
dating.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I was just looking at the World of Cars wiki page and just see it.
New Rear Endia. That is
first off, thanks for clarifying that he's an 05 Formula 6000. Would have never gotten that. All the people that I've talked to are so confused why I want a 2006 Chevrolet Impala SS or whatever. It's because that's McQueen's model. But the home of Wheelie New Rear Endia. Oh
yeah. I really like that the language is unknown and in the brackets just says likely Portuguese or Swedish, as if either of those two languages are remotely similar.
Yeah, no, that's not. Oh my God. Yeah, see, I could never find the die cast for this thing, and there's a. Oh, here's the quote from the Cars 2 Essential Guide. I didn't know there was a Cars 2 Essential Guide. I might have to look more into this later. But so his nickname is the Rookie. So he is the youngest racer, canonically, out of every single car in this. But Rookie Race Car Rip has qualified in a number of races. That doesn't say much. Like, yeah, he did not win a lot. He qualified a lot.
Oh, great.
You know who also qualified a lot? Joe Nemechek. The NASCAR fans will know what I'm talking about. He was the guy who would just sit and park on the fifth lap and collect his paycheck and go home. He really could be the wild card at the WGP. Well, if I remember correctly, at the Italian race, he was the one that got sniped. So I don't think that happened.
No. Okay.
Oh, all right. Before we continue on, there is even more lore. I'm like scrolling down and I'm finding this more and more fascinating. The former European colony and newly independent Republic of New Rear-Endia is desperate to put their name on the map. The number 10 open-wheeled racer, Rip Kluczgonski. Oh, Kluczgonski. It's not Kluchowski. We're screwing that up. After putting together a remarkable string of qualifying races, once again, doesn't say they won any of them, Rip's entry into the World Grand Prix is clearly setting the Cinderella story of the competition. Though Rip credits luck for his chance on the international stage. Did he have a single line in the movie? I think he's the only one that didn't.
Yeah, I don't think he had a spoken line at all.
No, I'm pretty. I mean, you can see him in the background, but I don't think he speaks once. So you wouldn't know any of this unless you bought Cars 2: The Essential Guide.
Yep.
Oh my god. Well, this is all right. Well, I might have to do a whole deep dive on this thing. That's just fast. Did I miss any of them? I did. Max Schnell, we can simplify into, let's make jokes about German people.
Yep.
We can't make jokes like, the bad men in World War II. I'm trying to get you not demonetized.
Yeah.
We can't make East Germany jokes. So we're just going to say, post-1990, we're going to make all the stereotypes we can, physically possible. I mean, that's it for most of these. And then Miguel Camino, who I always liked the design of.
Yeah.
I like out of all the characters, he looked the most unique to me. He's one of those. I mean, I would play him in the game, but like he's one of those where I'm like, I know he had like 2 lines in the movie. There's no way you can flesh this thing out. Actually, maybe Cars 2: The Essential Guide can flesh this out.
Yeah.
I might have to look. Am I going to feel like editing 2 hours of this thing and going through each racer's Cars 2? You know what? Sod it. I'm going to do it. I mean, you're not the one dealing with this. I just kind of want to see your, let's see, blah, 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 die-cast references. Wait. Why does he not have a section of Cars 2: The Essential? Oh, I know. I found it. Never mind. It was in official description. It wasn't titled Cars 2: The Essential Guide. Because I was about to have an aneurysm that a guy that actually had a line in the movie. Okay. Spain's most renowned, admired, and captivating car is Pamplona. Okay, so he actually has a canonical hometown. There you go. That's 1% more than you did for Rip Kluczgonski over there.
Yep, that's true.
He first caught his home country's attention by participating in the infamous running of the bulldozers.
Oh my god.
That's why I voted for Pamplona.
Oh, God's
That's
sake.
great. No, I mean, you know what? That's a really good pun.
I credit where it's due. That's
Like I
so
said,
bad,
that was
it's
the same
good.
guy who did the Ka-chow joke in the. They had
they
had 20 writers and only one of them cared about his job. His flair, style, and speed is a toreador in the dozer ring. Okay, so he's actually a bullfighter car. I guess it's that one episode of Mater's Tall Tales.
Yeah.
But just him. Let's see. It's inspired a generation of young bulldozer fighters. And soon that same speed and verve turned headlines of fans and competitors alike on the Grand Touring Sport Racing circuit. That's actually kind of interesting. So Rip didn't have this, but there is a canonical other racing circuit besides the Piston Cup.
Oh, okay.
So they just
Cool.
mentioned. So bearing the 5 and the fiery colors of the Spanish flag, I always thought he was Jeff Corvette's brother as a kid because I'm stupid. Miguel Camino is hoping to race his way into more hearts of the World Grand Prix. Okay, not bad. Hilarious pun. So that already puts, I'm not doing a tier list, but that puts, actually, I have a Cars 2 tier list. That's how I got to this point. So Klutchgonski goes in D. Camino goes in B. He's the best one so far. I'm so sorry. The fact I don't know how you sleep at night and tell your parents, yeah, I'm talking to an American that I met online about Cars lore. Like I just say I'm filming a podcast. I don't tell them what about or anything.
Yeah, no, it just stops there.
Yeah. Let's see. Gosh darn it. Okay. Well, then I'm just gonna go through all of them if I'm gonna do this, unless they get really boring. But I don't think if running with the bulldozers is that if that's the peak, I don't know what. All right. Jeff Gorvette is one of the greatest American race cars alive today. Kind of untrue by 2011, but whatever. Donning the stars and stripes of the country's flag, Corvette C6R. That always bugged me because I was a NASCAR kid. The Corvette was never in NASCAR. It was, geez, I forgot what model it was, but it wasn't the Corvette. They didn't do that until like 2017-ish.
Right, okay.
So it always bothered me. I was like, what the fuck? Why is he a Corvette? I mean, the pun, obviously, but like, has proven the ability to succeed on the big ovals and the road courses of, and it's mentioned again, the Grand Touring sports circuits.
Yeah.
There's no page available on this World of Cars fan wiki, but I want to know about the Grand Touring sports circuit. Having moved out of his home of Vallejo, California to Indiana to be closer to the racing world, that's just Jeff Gordon's biography. That's literally where he's from, and he moved to my state to be closer to the racing world. Corvette's ability to accelerate at such a young age has turned hoods wherever he competes. When he was about 20 years old, that's when he made his debut.
Right, okay.
94. And for the first 5 years, legitimately, he was like a Verstappen or a Hamilton, where they didn't know how to stop the guy. And then after that late 90s run, he had one more big season, and then by this point, he's like on the road to retirement. So that's why.
Right, yeah, okay.
Because Jimmy Johnson was in his prime at this point. He had already won his 5 championships. But yeah, so that's literally Jeff Gordon's biography. So that's mildly intriguing, but it's no running of the bulldozers. So I'm going to have to put you at C.
Never heard of Genshin Impact. Are you even on?
No, I have. You heard that, right?
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay. All right. Wait, how much time do I have left? Can I fit in one more before?
Yeah.
Okay, I can fit in one more. Well, then I'm going to do the most simple one. I'm going to do the Lewis Hamilton biography. Lewis Hamilton, the famously sleek and seriously fast #1 Grand Touring sports there it is again. So he was the champion, and then he's like, oh, I could do the World Grand Prix, no problem. And he got his ass kicked. Has been determined and has, oh my God, my syntax is tortured. Has been a determined and winning racer for nearly his entire young life. And Hamilton was like 24 at this point. So yeah, like all youngster cars, Lewis spent his childhood going to school, taking karate champions, and winning the British karting championship by the age of 10. This is just a Lewis Hamilton biography.
Yep.
The native Brit continues to bring exceptional work ethic and soft-spoken confidence. I wouldn't call it confidence. I definitely call soft-spoken. He's the most boring guy to ever see in interviews. To the race course, where his extraordinary achievements speak for themselves via a spotless track record. Now that's overdoing it for 2011. On the junior and professional circuits. With a striking metallic black and yellow paint scheme, Lewis will represent Great Britain, even though he doesn't. I know Lewis was born somewhere else, and that's the country he technically represents, as well as Britain. I don't know the name of the country. It's slipping my... Hold on. Should be right here. British racer, but... Where is he from? Because there's another... no, it's not. It's not Hungary. I don't know. It's one of the. I think it might be one of those things where it's like that weird territory of Southampton where it's not the UK or Spain.
Right. No, he's according to his Wikipedia page, he was born in Stevenage, which is a town in England in Hertfordshire.
Oh, I must be going crazy, or my diecast thing screwed it up and put half some random flag in the other.
Yeah, I think he has because his.
Yeah, I just saw that. It's all British. So
yeah, he's English.
I'm
British.
sorry, Lewis. I pulled a conservative move from the early 2010s. I questioned if you were even from your home country. That's what people used to do to Obama all the time. So therefore, I do apologize. Let's see. Oh my God! It actually explains it. The last sentence before I cut it off. Carries the flag of Grenada, home to his family who emigrated to Britain in the 1950s.
Okay.
His unrivaled technical skills, karate-inspired attitude. Wouldn't say that about Lewis Hamilton. I know he did it. That's one of those things where it's like, oh, yeah, Lewis Hamilton's a red belt in karate and like those stupid Watch Mojo top 10s. But like, I wouldn't say that inspired his attitude at all. Lewis is one of the most boring people I've ever seen do an interview, and his one line that he has isn't even delivered that well. Hey, Lightning. I mean, like, I get it. He's a 25-year-old or whatever, but it's just like, you could have put more inflection into it. You could have just gone over to the corner to the Pixar guy and said, how do I make this good? I digress. So let's see. Lewis, I guess we're putting you at the same tier as Jeff because literally it's just your biography. I don't know what I was expecting. I thought they would make up some like BS about I think it's interesting they call him the champion. Hold on. Let me see. My school must be so confused right now. 2010 Formula One World Championship. There we go. Aha! Yeah, so he wasn't champion yet. That was Vettel. So was he even second? Nope, Fernando Alonso.
Who's somehow not retired yet, by the way. Alonso's still racing.
Ancient.
Yeah, I mean, Hamilton's getting on a bit, but Alonso looks old. Hamilton's kind of aged quite well. Alonso looks very old.
He's only 43.
Yeah, but I mean, a lot of the people he's racing against now are 19, 20, yeah. And Aston Martin hasn't had a good season in a very long time, so...
You just completely zoned me out there. The only reason why I knew who Fernando Alonso even was before I dipped into the F1 games, he raced in the Indianapolis 500 a couple times.
Oh, that's cool.
Or before he finished really bad both times and said, no, I'm not doing this again. All right, so I'm going to start up another meeting, the third one, and we will continue from there. I'm sorry we went on a completely different tangent. I just found the Cars 2 Essential Guide very fascinating.
Yeah, that's fair.
All right, we'll be right back. Hi, welcome back, everybody. So we kind of went off on a bit of a tangent because I found something amazing called the Cars 2 Essential Guide, which came out back in May 17th, 2011. And it's something, man. I don't even know what to say. Like, the last... We've gone through now 3 racers, I believe, right?
Yep.
And this one's the longest one yet. And it's for Max Schnell that we were just talking about they couldn't do much with. So
Okay.
Max Schnell started as a humble production sedan. Wait a minute. He wasn't born to be a race car? Hold on a minute.
Oh, no.
Production sedan from Stuttgart, Germany. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Did I just screw something up, or?
I think you got that right. I think that's correct pronunciation.
Well, no, I mean, it just automatically scrolled down for no reason, and then I pressed the up arrow, and then it made a funny noise, so I didn't know.
Oh, still recording.
Yeah, I don't know. An avid amateur racer, Max would practice alone in the back roads of the dense Black Forest. Okay, haha, yeah, he's from Germany. I got it. A trek that eventually caught the eye of a racing team owner. Soon Max was on a professional circuit, bearing the number 4, and his horsepower increased. You can't just say that without telling me how that worked. Oh, wait, no, actually it is. He converted himself to carbon fiber, so he got plastic surgery. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Dropped his weight. I don't even know what that'd be the human equivalent to. I guess liposuction? I don't know.
Yeah, probably.
And getting into prime racing shape. He's won more races at Motorhemming than any other world torque champion. So now it's a different one.
Yep.
Others had league car in history. A naturally brilliant engineer. He used naturally brilliant. Yeah, German. Got it. Because we had all the scientists and after World War II. Very funny. He used logic and analytics to refine his build and plans to approach the World Grand Prix in the same perfectly calculated manner. And they have a second paragraph on top of this. Rip Kluczkowski got 2 sentences. This guy gets 2 paragraphs. Like all World Grand Prix racers, Max Schnell participated in all 3 races of the competition, as well as the Radiator Springs Grand Prix. Oh, yeah, I guess he is there at the end. He was first seen. Oh, no, now this is just this is literally just summarizing his appearance. Never mind. So there isn't a second paragraph. But that is, oh my God, that's the most fascinating lore of them all. So you're already getting put in A tier.
Yeah.
For doing something that I didn't even think was physically. I thought when you were born a car, you were stuck as that kind of car. But the German sedan said, no, I'm going to be a race car. And so it was foretold.
So it was, yeah.
Raoul Carroul, my favorite French stereotype. I wonder what you're going to. After surrendering quietly in the last championship. After having a lot of escargot and whatnot. I'm sorry, I'm trying to fill time while I'm trying to scroll down on the page. Okay, there we go. Thank you. Known as the world's greatest rally car. Okay, that I do remember that lore from the video game for some reason. I just remember. Yep. And then I think he might be the most fleshed out of all of them, because remember and I know you don't want to remember Cars 2 the movie, but when they have the first race, they're talking about Lightning, they're talking about Francesco, and then Raoul gets a whole 60 seconds.
Yes.
Dirt, Raoul Carroul is going to be really good in that. He was born in Alsace, France. 1 year of French paid off. A restless soul. Raoul, what? A restless soul. That's one way to. Raoul joined the famous Cirque des Voitures French circus and learned Gymkhana, a graceful driftfield motorsport that taught him pinpoint training and an unparalleled ability to navigate tricky courses with ease. All right, you're already going in A with Schnell.
Yeah.
You were in Cirque du Soleil. Oh my God. Why couldn't they mention this in the movie? Like, seriously, I don't even know if this is an official fan guide or not, but this is fascinating.
Raoul is confident that he can use his rally experience to pull ahead of his fellow World Grand Prix racers during the 3 courses touchy dirt sections. And this is my best part, especially with his fans in the stands waving banners that read "Carroul Carrouls." I mean, like I said, I haven't watched Cars 2 in years, but I think he was one of the only ones to actually get signs besides Lightning and Francesco. Yeah.
I think Gearsley got one and Camino got one, and then he got one. I could be entirely wrong. I don't know. But I remember seeing that in the big, bright Tokyo section. Oh, I don't even know what to say. I'm just shook. And once again, completely different from... Like, I'm pretty sure they just didn't want to have different things besides the Piston Cup, but they mentioned that same thing 3 different times for Hamilton, Kluczkowski, and Gorvet, and now it hasn't been brought up since. It's just been completely forgotten. This one's kind of interesting. I don't think it's as good. It's Shu Todoraki, who I called Shizuki, I think, like...
Oh, yeah.
30 minutes back. He is a Le Mans prototype racer representing Japan and bearing number 7 in the World Grand Prix. Shu was raised at the base of the active Mount Osama volcano in Japan. And of course he was.
Yeah.
And soon became a champion on the Suzuka circuit. His sleek design sports a fiery red Kairyu dragon, again, which Shu borrows from Japanese legend because it relates to the small yet fierce nature of the dragon. I mean, unless I'm reading Japanese legends wrong, I don't think they were ever small, were they? Unless we're talking about like Komodo dragons. Then
Yeah, maybe.
His team legacy is filled with victories. His coach, a Mazda, doesn't say his name. It just says a Mazda. And they name drop Mazda specific. Oh, because yeah, they're made in Japan. I'm glad they didn't do the stereotypical a Toyota.
yeah, that could have been worse.
Was the only Japanese car to ever win at Le Mans. See, that's all right, Lewis and Jeff, get in the back. This guy actually has an interesting racing background. And Shu hopes to prove his champion-level skills by racing on the international stage of the World Grand Prix. All right, I'm going to put you with Kamina. Well, nah, I'm putting you with the other two basic racers because, once again, running of the bulldozers carried Miguel Camino to that B tier. Carla Veloso. Thank God, for the first time in my 19 years of living, I finally said that name right.
Carla hails from Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, because of course she's from Rio, where she's been known to dance the night away at the famous Carnival, because of course...
That's it!
Carnival! But nothing makes her happier than being on the racetrack. Oh my goodness. Carnival.
That's not as funny as running of the bulldozers. I'm sorry. That's
it's not.
You can get, and that's really bad. That's really bad. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's not too good.
Hey, I can tell they had a guy from Spain on some sort of team in Pixar. They didn't have a Brazilian, did they? They kind of were just like, screw it. She's from Rio. She danced in the carnival. Okay, now in the World Grand Prix, this prep. Oh, she's a Le Motor prototype. Okay, well, still, I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to put that in. That might. No, it's not worse than Rip, but that's still in the bottom tier. God. All right, Nigel Gearsley. I'm looking forward to this one.
Oh, this will be interesting. Time to get offended. Right.
Oh, come on.
Right. Nigel Gearsley is from Warwickshire, England, because Warwickshire is, of course, the most English-sounding town they can be from that wasn't London.
That's all right. Yeah.
Yeah. Is an Aston Martin DBR9 racer bearing number 9. That's fair enough. He got his start racing the Speed Hill Climb, a unique, completely uphill race through the Aston Hill mountain area that his family has run for generations. Okay. That's cool. Yeah. Nigel's racing career has been anything but an uphill challenge, as he's won nearly every start in the past few years on the Grand Touring sports car circuit, including a string of podiums at Nürburgring and Le Mans.
You don't just make up Le Mans victories.
No.
Because these stupid kids will actually believe them.
His cool British refinement makes him an imposing presence on the World Grand Prix courses. Yeah.
This guy was directed to your market as your little hero before he got sniped by Professor Z's. All in all.
Yeah.
But that's actually really interesting. I thought that would be the most stereotypical of the bunch. But no, we just defend Brazilians instead. Although I don't think I've ever heard in my life the sentence "cool British refinement."
No.
I don't think I've ever heard Brits be called refined. I've never heard Americans be called refined. That's something for I don't know, trying to like the Swedish or the Germans or something like that. It just doesn't fit your country or my country because we're not refined. We're a bunch of people who go out to bars and either watch association football or American football. It's the same thing. But yeah, so it's neat. I guess it's cool that they didn't make fun of him. Yeah, he's in C.
Yeah.
Okay, please tell me there's at least something interesting about Francesco. You can't just drop random lore like Raul was in the Cirque du Soleil without giving the villain or the B-tier villain. Okay, here we go. Francesco Bernoulli grew up in the shadow of the famous Monza racecourse in Italy. Okay, in Italy, where he and his friends would sneak onto the track and race the famous Pista de Alta Velocità bank turn. The
Okay.
real beast. Okay, he was an instant winner on the amateur circuit and soon became an international Formula Racer champion. The ladies, can't believe it, honestly, the ladies love Francesco's open wheels.
Oh.
Oh, so was that really like? Was that a dick joke? Did it take me all that years for the open wheel thing to be like a dick joke or something?
It's got to be something, or like
It's got to be. Anyway, youngsters look up to his winning spirit, and fellow racers envy his speed. But Francesco's biggest fan is Francesco himself, as evidenced by his racing number. As the most famous race car in Europe, number 1 Francesco is a favorite to win the World Grand Prix, which also makes him Lightning McQueen's chief rival. Damn. They didn't even watch the first act of the movie where he called out Lightning McQueen.
no.
Idiot. Just because he's the... Oh, okay. Well, I don't know. The Monza shout-out was cool. I'm putting him in B. Please tell me Lightning didn't get a boring thing like, oh, he's been a whatever time Piston Cup champion.
Let's see.
And now I'm going to have to actually scroll down through this.
Yeah, there's a lot here.
Not gallery for Cars 2. Oh, here we go. And he's got the second shortest biography behind Rip Kluchgonski. Number 95, Lightning McQueen top speed was 230, and he is still a hotshot race car. They still haven't hit 230 in any of these. But his rookie days are past him. Now a permanent resident of Radiator Springs, Lightning has become a bona fide worldwide celebrity as a winner of 4 pistons. The thing that I said they shouldn't do is what they did. Boo. Okay, where were we again? God damn, I can't remember the question. This is something about Cars 2, wasn't it?
Oh, well, we were... Our thoughts on the Cars 2 races and how they are more fleshed out.
Oh, well, no, that actually worked. That worked. Oh, okay,
Yeah.
I thought I was going on an unrelated tangent. So there you go. There's a deep dive into that completely random topic I spent no thought toward 30 minutes ago.
There we go. Just as a side note, the Queen in Cars has her grandson, instead of Prince William, he's called Prince William. I just wanted to say that because I thought it was quite funny. Prince William is the Prince of England and grandson of the Queen, and he's a Bentley Continental because, of course, he is. And he's got
great. That's great. I like that.
And he's an avid racing fan that supports Nigel Gearsley and Lewis Hamilton. That's the only thing in his description. Anyway, that's enough of... Yeah. Moving on to a comment from Braden Bunch, 58. Which kart racing game is your favorite? Yeah. I'm going to have to be really basic here. I'm not even going to lie. I'm just going to have to say Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Now they've got the DLC pack. I'm just going to have to stand by that. The amount of time I've spent playing that with friends, family, partner, everything. It's just the complete package.
I don't know. I wasn't a big fan of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe's DLC. Some were great. Some were bad. Some were literally the DLC packs where it'd be Ninja Hideaway and then the other 3 tracks that they put no thought into. But I'm gonna have to agree. There's nothing really topping that until they come up with another one. You can't really compete.
Yeah. I can't even think of anything that comes close.
No, there's not.
So yeah, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe for that one, Braden Bunch. So moving on to another question from Imperial Federation, who did comment 3 weeks ago, now gets a double feature.
Oh, wow.
Again, I'm certain we've answered this one before, which is what are your favorite cars? What is your favorite Cars character? And I remember answering this because my very basic answer was Lightning McQueen, on the fact that car is the reason why I'm making money from that car. So like,
that's a really valid answer. I think we went over this in the first episode, but it was worded way differently. It was something way different too. I don't even remember what it was. I think it was like, who's your main in the games?
Yeah, okay.
Wasn't your favorite character. I'm still going to stick by my answer. Chick Hicks is one of the funniest characters in the history of fiction. He just gets put up there. He's like with that one little burrito from Sausage Party. He's just up there as the funny guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's really all I gotta say. There's no more explanation needed.
Yeah. All right. Well, there's your answer there, Imperial. Another one from 90 Gamer 11x. Another question, although not really game related. Which of these do you prefer? Now, this is actually quite an interesting question. That's which is, do you prefer VHS, DVD, or Blu-ray? Now, I think the answer really depends on how old you are, but I personally will say Blu-ray, and that's because I have some really cool steelbooks of films that I've collected on Blu-ray. Like most recently, I got I don't know if do you guys have HMV in America? It's like probably not. It's like a DVD music general media sales thing, and they sometimes get exclusive.
Kind of phasing that out here, but yeah.
Yeah, I got one for Dune Part 2, an exclusive steelbook, which is really cool. I got some Doctor Who ones from like years ago for Blu-ray. Very British. So yeah, no, I'm gonna say Blu-ray.
Well, I do agree with you. Blu-ray obviously has the best features, the best. I mean, I have the. Now I'm going to need to update it again. Actually, I don't think I can because I'm pretty sure Disney stopped selling Blu-rays altogether. But I have the 1937 to 2018 Disney Blu-ray collection.
Oh yes,
every single movie from Snow White to Wreck-It Ralph 2 and everything in between.
What a journey!
Yeah, that really is a heck of an evolution. They should have stopped a year later. Anyway, point is, I do like Blu-ray. I'm not the biggest fan of DVD. Maybe that might be entirely biased because we got on the HD DVD thing when that was a thing for like a few.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
We weren't very happy with our DVDs, but I don't know. There's something about VHS footage as well as finding them and collecting them that has been so fascinating for me for my entire life that actually I'm going to have to answer that. I mean, obviously the tapes run out of quality way sooner than the Blu-rays do, but like when you have a slightly damaged, not like completely screwed up, but slightly damaged VHS, oh, there's nothing better than that.
Yeah, VHS certainly has the nostalgia bonus points for me. My answer was never going to be DVD. It was going to be either VHS or Blu-ray. DVD was just this awkward one in the middle that I didn't really care that much about. Yeah. But you're more VHS. I'm definitely more Blu-ray, but both good choices.
Well, we both got mutual respect for each of our choices.
Yeah,
both sides there. Yeah. So
okay, so we're down to our last two questions. Okay, so second to last question is from Lashes Elf, and that is, what's your favorite song in any Cars game?
No, this actually might be hard. I might actually have to go through the track list and scroll through, because are we counting the licensed tracks or are we not? Are we talking about original music or are we counting the licensed tracks that are in the first two games?
Because if it is, I'm going to not say the obvious ones, like when they eventually put Life is a Highway in one of them.
They put it in the first one and I think the second one as well.
I'm going to have to say Free Ride from the first game.
Oh my God, that's right. It does have the Edgar Winter Free Ride.
Yes. Yeah, I'm going to have to say Free Ride from the original Cars game.
Well, there's the one song on the first Cars soundtrack where it's very bizarre, and I think it's about like someone killing his wife or something. That this is what I want, this is what I need.
Oh yes, yeah.
The lyrics of that are real messed up. I don't know why that they even thought to put that in a rated E game.
Yeah, Autopilot Off. I'm sure they've got songs in Burnout as well. I recognize that name.
Yeah. Okay, so All American Rejects, Night Drive, Free Ride, Here I Am. Best Looking Guy in Town is a fantastic song.
Ooh, that's
good.
I
love that song. It like unironically is on my playlist. I'm not ashamed of. Rock This Town's also very good. I like using that for the dock levels. Okay, so wait a minute. So for Cars Made International, I knew they had. I didn't know What I Like About You was in that game.
Yeah.
Did you ever get to a part where What I Like About You is in the game?
Nope.
All the other four I know are in that game. And Life is a Highway is in both of them. Yep. I know that for a fact. Who the hell confirmed that what I Like About You, which is very not really car related. I'm gonna look that up later because that's bugging me. It's tripping me out. If we're going with licensed, we're going best looking guy in town because it's the only one out of all of these that is unironically on my playlist. And if we're going for original, let me try to find the original
the OST. If you will.
Oh my god, yeah, because there is, I think it's called Slippin' and Slidin'. If not, that's the
Yes, it is.
But
I know exactly which one you're talking about.
Oh my god, that is. I'm not a country music fan, but man, that's a ditty right there. It actually does make me feel like I'm lawnmower racing against my redneck neighbor or something. I like that one. That's probably the only memorable one because Cars 2 soundtrack, that's one of the bad parts about it, was very eh. Cars 3 is very eh. There's nothing, so it'd have to go from the originals there. But yes, that one.
Yeah, okay. And finally then, from David Dundown, have you played the Toy Story 3 game? And
this is what I was saying like an hour ago, where I was like, you're gonna hate me then, because I gotta talk about this. I didn't actually get very far in it, but it is a very fun game. So it's one of those things where I didn't do the story mode. I went right to the toy box mode.
Yep.
Me and my cousin would just screw around with the villagers all the time until we beat that toy box mode. So I don't have a single thing to say about the story because the only thing of the story that I've ever played is the tutorial, which is mandatory, which is the train ride fantasy sequence from the first part of that movie. They made that the first part of the game. But no, you have the entirety of Woody's Roundup as your toy box, and then you unlock the Zurg Galactic thing as another toy box.
Okay.
And then you have Sid's Haunted House, which has the Haunted Mansion music from Disneyland.
Oh, what? Oh, dude, I love that music.
Yeah, no, it's so good. It was just so random that it was there. I don't even know why it's called Sid's because, like, literally he's nowhere to be seen, but I don't care. It's got the Haunted Mansion music. And then the other one, which isn't very good, but it's the Lotso one where you're just literally in, like, pretty much Care Bear land.
Okay, yeah.
Where you are literally in Care-a-Lot from the first Care Bears movie. God,
so I've
who had to see that.
I've not played it yet. Emphasis on yet. I heard that the toy box mode in that was almost like a predecessor to Disney Infinity. Is that right?
I actually think it's better done than Disney Infinity.
Okay.
Well, I think it's just because it's without the gimmicks and stuff.
It's the same developer, isn't it? It's Avalanche. Is it Avalanche?
Yeah, I think so. Because that's not a THQ game. I would have known that.
3 game. I'm sure it is.
Avalanche, yep.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
Because, that's funny. By February 2008, Disney had rejected THQ's pitch to develop the video game adaptation. They told them a whole 2 years, no! And choosing instead to have it developed, and Avalanche was purchased by Disney at around that time. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
It actually was number 1 the week it came out in the UK.
That's unsurprising. Yeah.
Well, it's not in America though, and I don't know what could have released in America randomly in June of 2010. That June 15th. I don't know. But
there was a big push for it here. I remember seeing loads of adverts for it, so I'm not surprised. I mean, we actually got it a month later than you, so we got it in July.
Really?
Yeah, we got it a whole month after.
Oh my god, yeah.
Yeah, so
I saw worldwide, and I'm like, oh well, the only one that it says was delayed was the PS2 release, which was only here.
Yeah, that's interesting. Very weird.
Came out Halloween for some reason, but yeah, boy, we had the PS2 one. Anyhow, that concludes, I think, the longest episode to date. The most I'm going to have to edit to date because of everybody keeps barging in. But I had a great time. Kledge, as always, it's an honor to be your co-host.
It's been a good, and I'm sorry it's been so long.
No, I don't care.
But we get an extra long episode to make up for it.
Yeah, I think that I mean, as soon as I knew we went over 2 40-minute time limits, I was like, oh, well, I could just tell him we can cut it off there. But I'm like, no, you know what? Let's finish this off.
Yeah.
But thank you guys so much. If you watched all the way through, please give us a subscription to Kledge if you haven't already. Thank you very much, and we will see you on the other side.